acquiring ethics sensitivity is really the challenge, I guess. At the simplest level, it goes back to Donald Schoen's work of reflective practice. So you can think in terms of leaders who consciously and unconsciously reflect. Becomes one of my first doctoral students, Cyril Kuhn, referred to it as reflective habits of mind, and he did a study on school principals in Newfoundland, and the paper is in the VEA journal, which you can get online quite easily. And he found that people got in the habit of reflection about their decisions and so on. Some of them would do the reflection sort of at the end of the day or driving to work or whatever, but that the best way to do it, or I guess the most sophisticated way of doing it, was that people actually engaged in reflection as they were carrying out their role. So it wasn't just at the end of the day where they were pausing to think back, but that's perfectly okay. So that's that idea of reflective habits of mind, something that you consciously develop. It's easier to say that than to actually do it. Now, some of the best work I've seen in terms of developing ethics sensitivity and in the habit of reflection would be the work of Chris Branson on structured reflection. It's an approach that can be used with training courses in classes with graduate students and so on, and it's rigid, it's left-brained, at least initially, but it shows people sort of a pattern that they can follow, and after a while it becomes second nature, and then they stop necessarily thinking about it. I'll do step 1, step 2, step 3. So I've used it, Chris has used it, Jackie Stefkovich has used it with her students, and it's a literally structured reflection, which it can be viewed as a path to ethics sensitivity. So that would sort of cover the idea, well, how does a leader or an aspiring leader develop ethics sensitivity? Developing sensitivity to the ethics and perspectives of others is probably the next step, and quite challenging, but I think we could safely say you can't become sensitive to the ethics of others unless you really are aware of your own. So that reflection and practice has to take place for yourself. You have to know who you are, and from that foundation you can begin to understand the ethics of others.